There's been a giant fence put up all around the shopping plaza, and there's still broken glass and debris all along the parking lot. And like I said, this wind and this rain isn't going anywhere as the storm reaches Florida. I'll take a look over here at one of the trees so you can see how the wind is moving the landscaping here outside the EOC. Yeah, you see it right. That is somebody in a tube. They're taking advantage of this flooding. And that's exactly how I would describe the streets here in Columbia County. I'm in Lake City, and this is just one example of the flooding that's affecting residents in the area. Marion isn't the only county in north central Florida that saw an increase in those numbers. Counties like Alachua and Levy also saw those percentages go up. Now let's take a look at this 6,400 square foot construction site. The team is hoping to wrap up construction and open up this August. The first interrogation was roughly 45 minutes long, but detectives had more questions for Susan Lawrence the second time around. For the past couple of months, these Ocala police officers have been patrolling different parts of the city, not on foot and not in their cars, but on bikes. A couple of shelters are open across Levy County for those who want to ride out the storm, and we have that information up on our website, WCJB.com. But from what I've gathered talking to people here today, they're choosing to drive north towards Alachua County instead. This year's Belmont Stakes winner is no stranger to Marion County, and that's because he was trained right here at King's Equine in Ocala. The grant is more than $19 million coming from the U.S. Department of Transportation. It was awarded to Marion County to improve one of their busiest roads. Caitlin Perez never thought she'd say she's nearly 10 years sober, and now she's sharing her story in hopes of helping others find their path to recovery. Between the rides, games, and greasy food, there's plenty for families to do and see, all while helping a Marion County nonprofit. As you can see behind me, part of this neighborhood has been taped off as Marion County detectives continue their investigation. Detectives walking up and down the street to a house on Northwest 56 Terrace as law enforcement and forensic vehicles park outside, blocking off the crime scene. Marion County Sheriff's deputies say they found the victim, 44-year-old Tony Lee Diamond, with a gunshot wound. Diamond was rushed to the hospital where he died. The shooting raising red flags for detectives, but not residents.
No, I don't worry about it. Actually, I drive my golf cart in the afternoon with my granddaughter, and I never see anything wrong.
Deputies say the gunman is an adult male now in custody, but they won't release his identity until he is formally charged. One man tells me for the most part, their neighborhood is quiet.
This part of our neighborhood, it's been fine. Other parts, unfortunately, I've heard things, but no, our street, nothing's ever happened in the 6 years I've been here.
But he's just one of the residents staying informed through the community's Facebook group. Willis says that's where he found out about the shooting.
With the Facebook group I'm in, that's when I get notified about something happening in the neighborhood because it can happen on the other side and I don't know about it.
Back on the scene, investigators taped off 2 houses on the street, gathering evidence to figure out what led to this fatal crime. In Ocala, Emma Delamo, TV 20 News. Brian Howard made a virtual first appearance in front of the judge here at the Marion County Courthouse. He's still in jail, but TV 20 has obtained an arrest report with new details about his condition behind the wheel. Making his first appearance from the Marion County Jail.
Good morning, sir. Can you state your name, please?
Brian Howard.
41-year-old Brian Howard is charged with 8 counts of DUI manslaughter after crashing his pickup truck into a bus of 53 migrant workers in Dunellen. Sitting in jail, he's wrapped up in bandages while wearing a gown, indicating staff placed him on suicide watch.
Is it your intention to represent yourself? You want me to consider appointing an attorney for you, or you plan on hiring private counsel?
A public defender.
While his attorney says Howard has never failed to appear in court, the state argues he should not receive bond.
Given his history of driving with a suspended license, additionally there were 33 passengers taken to hospitals. There may be upcoming charges of further injuries to those passengers.
TV 20 obtained an 8-page arrest report. Florida Highway Patrol troopers say the driver was non-responsive when they arrived, describing his eyes as bloodshot and watery, and his speech was slurred. Howard told troopers he wasn't sure how the crash happened, since he was driving carefully due to a separate car crash 3 days prior. But according to the report, he smoked marijuana oil and took prescription medication the night prior to the crash. In Ocala, Emma Delamo, TV 20 News. Pilots in Marion County Sheriff's Office's aviation unit are gearing up before they soar into the sky and before they make their debut on a brand new reality crime show. Chief Pilot Dara Bruner says every day they respond to something new, patrolling not just Marion County, but other counties in north central Florida who need some eyes up above.
We fly every day. We also, if we don't get a call, we'll do what we call a direct patrol, which is a security flight. We'll actually go to higher crime areas, patrol over them.
There's 4 helicopters in the unit, equipped with infrared cameras, navigation systems, and searchlights. The choppers are operated by 5 full-time pilots and 2 in training, not including their part-time or volunteer flyers. Pilots are trained not only as command officers, but also for tactical flight officer duties, which means that they can hop in the back of the helicopter and assist during hoist missions, making sure they help deputies down on the ground.
Each and every one of us has worked those streets, so we use that knowledge to help us whenever we're flying in the helicopter to do our searches.
Bruner tells me one of his most memorable cases was a shooting in Lake County in December 2019. The suspect shot a police officer and ran away.
It's a definite person. He keeps rolling out when we go by him.
But MCSO pilots found the gunman hiding under a canoe. They're featured in Chopper Cops, a new crime show streaming on Paramount Plus Tuesday. The chief pilot hopes viewers sees their job in a positive light. And when it's all over, they're back in the sky tomorrow. In Ocala, Emma Delamo, TV 20 News.